Hello everybody, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, coming to you from inside at Mississippi Delta Community College up in Moorhead. It's been raining outside all night. The good folks here at Delta allowed us to move indoors to do our post-game interviews. We'll have Coach Jack Wright, linebacker Montrell Chapman, and running back Trey Hall to talk about the game and look at some highlights. After that, we'll introduce you to JP Coulter, the sophomore wide receiver, by playing 10 questions. And then lastly in the show, we'll introduce you to the women's soccer program. The Bulldogs are coached for the second year by Ryan Joyner. They're off to a great start. Stick around. Here with Gulf Coast head coach Jack Wright. We've moved inside because we had to battle the rain tonight. How was it up here at Moorhead with in the rain?
I was a little surprised. You know, we checked the forecast earlier in the week, and this really was not in the forecast. And on the way up here, there was just a large, kind of a stagnant rainstorm that never moved. It didn't rain hard, but it was steady. It never stopped. And so, it did affect play a little bit for both sides.
Yeah, I got a real beef with meteorologists after our first two games. We've had some rain, although this is the coolest first two games of the year that I've been around. It was.
I would rather have this than scorching hot and humid like we typically get this time of year for sure.
Let's talk about the game. You guys piled up over 400 yards on offense. Talk about that side of the ball first. What did y'all do well today offensively?
We came out throwing the football really well. I thought we looked really sharp. The surface was good. The ball was dry, and landing was sharp. And we weren't perfect, but we did hit some throws. And then they did a good job of adjusting. You got to give their staff a lot of credit. What we were hitting them with early was not there later in the second half. So just kind of looking back at it, we should have adjusted quicker as coaches and run the ball a little more and changed some things up. And we did eventually. It worked, but we kind of cost ourselves a couple of opportunities in the process.
I think y'all ran the ball more effectively than you did last week. What did you see out of the run game?
Just a solid performance by the O-line. Our backs ran really hard. The thing that I love about our backs, they're always twisting, turning, getting more yards. They get a lot of hard yards, and that's really pleasing to see. Of course, Trey and Chandler were the workhorses, but Brandon Hines and Connor Brown came in late and had some really good runs.
And with the wet ball, I don't think y'all had any fumbles. Had a couple turnovers in the passing game, but I don't think you had any fumbles. That's saying something in wet conditions like this.
You always worry about that, especially being on the road. You can't go into the equipment room and get another ball. You have to play with what you brought. People don't think about this, but eventually the uniforms get wet. They get heavier. Everything just becomes more difficult over time in these kind of conditions. But our kids fought through it. You don't want to make it an excuse because they're battling the same thing, and it's just a matter of managing that and kind of being mentally strong and pushing through.
And this is a rare game on grass, and that always makes a difference too in our league. Most places have turf. I kind of enjoy being out on the grass, so that was fun. Let's talk about defense. Regulators held them to a yard under 100. That's always a great accomplishment.
It is. Anytime that you keep the numbers that low today in college football is an accomplishment. The way teams spread it out, run and throw, RPOs, option football, there's going to be some things that are difficult to stop. I thought they got a few yards on us early and maintained some drives with the help of some penalties and fairness, but in the end, we were really playing some really good defense. I think we got better throughout the night.
Right at the end of towards the end of the first half, the regulators get a safety, which you always love to see. You have them pinned in, you get the safety. But then like 2 plays later, they were back in the red zone. That was one of the most remarkable turnarounds after a turnover.
Yeah.
And then they got the stop there.
2 times tonight we put our defense in an just awful position, where they're backed up down there deep and had to make a play, and they came through both times. So that is really just a testament to their resilience. We talk about sudden change in practice, being able to come off the bench and focus. They did that. So kudos to those guys. But, from my perspective, we can't do that. Offensively, we got to take care of the football. And even if we don't perform great, we've got to execute and at least punt and give our defense a chance. So it's kind of a good and bad type situation.
You like to see the defense do it, but you know, there's teams that'll really make you pay for those kind of mistakes coming up down the line. And one of those teams is coming up next week with Jones. You may have seen a little of them. You know, they played Delta last week, so you got to watch a little of that as you were breaking down Delta. What do you know about them? Just
a bunch of great players. You know, they do a fantastic job of recruiting. You know, they're big, strong, fast. They're just well coached. You know, I just can't say enough good things about them. So it'll be a war like it always was with Jones, and you know, we'll have to get really ready this week to play those guys.
The good news, finally get a home game. It's been a while, and it's going to be good to play at AL May.
You know, I don't know, Don, just the last 2 to 3 years, it seems like we're taking a lot of long road trips early in the year. I mean, when do we get to play at home, and when do people have to come down to the coast and play us? So we're glad to have it in our stadium. We know there'll be a big crowd. We know the energy will be on our side Thursday night, and so just looking forward to that atmosphere.
Yeah, the schedule's been weird. We're playing 4 home games again this year. I think we've only played 5 home games in the regular season once since 2018 because of the schedule and COVID,
right,
that kind of stuff. So it's been kind of an odd run, but you guys go 2-0 to start the year, which is always good.
Yeah, going 2-0, coming home. You know this, Don. AL May is a special place. You know, there's not a lot of environments across the country that have the energy and the crowd size, and so we're looking forward for our kids to experience that. Some of them haven't done that. We just want everybody to come out and wear blue and just be really loud and support our guys.
In the Blue Night coming up next week.
Yep.
We'll see you there, Jack. Congratulations.
All right, see you there.
We're here after the game with Montrell Chapman, a sophomore linebacker from Batesville, right up here in this neck of the woods. What does it feel like to come back in your neck of the woods and get a W up here?
Man, it feel good, but the Delta is the Delta, man. You can't get used to the Delta, man.
It wasn't as hot as it could be. We had a lot of rain. What was it like playing in the sloppy today?
It was okay. It was just the mosquitoes in the Delta. They're crazy. You know, it's up on the sideline out there.
I didn't see any mosquitoes. I saw some birds flying around. It looked like that's what was eating me up. Montrell, how did you guys held them to 99 total yards? How did the regulators play tonight?
The regulator played good. We just got a little few more mistakes we need to fix. Like Brett Schufelt, like he be on us every practice. Every practice he be on us to get better each and every day.
You guys got put in some tough spots, had a couple red zone stops.
Yes, sir.
What is y'all's mindset when you get in there with your back against the wall?
The back against the wall, we like that at practice every day. The offense gives us a good look every day. We do red zone every day. Like it's normal to us. Like we were confident in ourselves.
Y'all had a lot of stuff in the backfield tonight. You had 5 tackles, had a tackle for loss. What's the key to kind of cause disruption?
The key is just to keep going and like don't let the last play define the next play. Like just keep going.
Offense piled up a bunch of yards too. What did you see looking at them from the sidelines?
The offense, they did good. They had our back like we got theirs, and it's just a few more things they gotta get together too, just like the defense.
Y'all are 2-0. We got a big game next week against Jones, our first home game.
Yes, sir.
You know anything about Jones yet?
Jones, we were just really working on one team at a time, but Jones and Mississippi Delta had last week, so I looked at a little bit with theirs too. I'll focus on one game at a time though.
What's it going to feel like to get a home game finally?
Man, home game, I'm waiting for that. I've been waiting on a home game.
All right, we'll have fun next week. Thank you, Montrell.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
We're here after the game with sophomore running back Trey Hall from right in this neck of the woods, Rolling Fork. Trey, you guys rushed for 290 yards tonight. Was that the game plan to come in and try and run the ball?
Yes, sir. We're going to start out. We're going to come in and start out, try to run the ball and get the feel of it, hit the ground hard, run it hard, and start again, open up, get them off their cover 2, get into the cover 1, let the receiver go out there and make cover play.
How did you feel like you ran the ball tonight?
I mean, I feel like I had an okay game, you feel me? I got to go in and work on some things. Had some big runs I posted broke loose, but my O-line did good up front, so all praise to the O-line up front.
I think you wound up with about 80 yards rushing, had a touchdown run. What happened on the touchdown?
I mean, I had seen the end zone, you feel me? He met me in the end zone, like before the end zone, but I just kept my feet moving, I scored the touchdown.
The regulators got put in a couple tough positions. They got a safety and then turned around and had to stop them in the red zone. They were able to get a couple big red zone stops. What'd you see from your D today?
I mean, they stepped up for us, man. They had our back, we had their back, you feel me? They went out there and made a couple good plays, and we leaned on them tonight.
This is another game where I think y'all are going to be able to look at the film and see you got a lot of things to improve on. What kind of things are y'all going to be working on this week?
We're going to work on a lot of stuff. We're going to start with going in and changing some stuff up, like in the run game and pass game. We'll go in and start on the defense, too, and they got to clean some things up, too, on their side. We just going to come together and work hard and fulfill our stuff.
You got Jones next week. You're going in at 2-0. This is always, one of the biggest games of the year. What do you know about Jones?
I don't know much about them. I was just focused on. I'm going game by game. Feel me? I was just focused on this game. We finna come in Sunday at 5 o'clock and go see what they about.
Watch that film. All right. Thank you, Trey. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you too.
Let's play 10 questions with wide receiver JP Coulter.
I'm JP Coulter. I'm from Ocean Springs, and Ocean Springs is just a small town, and they love football down there. So it's kind of like a winning culture, especially with the football program and everything else like that. So. About first grade, first time playing football, I kept asking my mom to sign me up. So when we finally did, and I had a good time. But I kind of was scared, so I'd say this: my first game, I remember I got tackled, and it was like not until halftime I started crying, and it didn't hurt. I just was crying because we was losing too. So yeah, that was a funny moment though. I laugh at it now. It's just something that I can honestly just release my energy to. It's kind of like a getaway from everything else, And so it just is able for me to just get away from everything and really just do what I love to do, which is play football. It's just a fun sport to play. Coach Bam, man, he's a character. I'll say that he's an interesting character. He's a hard worker. He's gonna put into us to do nothing but work, and he's gonna continue to push you until you know what I'm saying, until you get it right, until you do exactly what he wants you to do. So yeah. As of right now, it's Stephon Diggs. He's my favorite athlete right now. I just love the way he plays receiver. And just the way he carries himself on and off the field, I love that. So I say Stephon Diggs. Drake has just the vibes. I'm like a vibe guy, so Drake, you can vibe with his music whenever, like at a party or anything, just chilling and vibing. So Drake is definitely my guy. Okay, so I thought about this, and if I didn't come to school and play football, I probably would do real estate or something. Go into real estate and do that, and or just be a personal trainer. I've always thought about doing that, and that's something I always wanted to do. So yeah. I'll say Batman because he's mysterious and he moves in silence, and that's kind of how I feel like sometimes I move in silence and a little mysterious here and there, so yeah. I guess something that's like an interesting fact I'll say is I got 8 siblings. That'd probably just be an interesting fact about me. So I go third to last. So then I have a little sister and a little brother under me. Yeah. You're going at it every single day. And see, a lot of folks don't really realize that, like, you're going at it every single day. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still love each other, but it's chaos. It's definitely chaos. But it's different because you're not really alone. You're never really gonna be alone. Like, you know, as an only child, you'll probably be alone. But when you get siblings all the time, you're never gonna be the only one at the house by yourself. So yeah, you always got company. I think my mom, my dad, and my cousins, only cuz, just they always push, really just my whole family, like, they just always just pushing me and always motivating me and supporting me. They was always supporting me regardless. Anytime I need to get to practice or do anything, they just always there for me, and I don't take that for granted. I appreciate that.
Women's soccer coach Ryan Joyner is in his second year in charge of the Bulldogs. Let's talk with Coach Joyner about his vastly improved women's soccer program.
This year's team definitely looks to be more athletic, probably have a more overall base of soccer players, played at a high level, club, high school. Look to be a team that can be pretty versatile, what we do. So we're really excited about the progress we made in recruiting. I think, obviously in this league, you gotta recruit well to compete, and we've done a very good job of that. I think it just matters who we're playing. Some teams in this league, we found out the other night, will sit in deep and cause some problems defensively. So, you know, we're going to have to be clever when we have the ball. We're going to have to be creative when we want to make space for each other. There's going to be games we have to play direct. We're going to have to win first and second balls, but we're going to find a way, depending on who we play, of making that style difficult on the other team for sure. Yeah, return Leah Capiola. Leah's coming off injury right now. I'm excited to have her come back, give some competition between both of those. Laurel's come in as a freshman from Ocean Springs, done a fantastic job, played in 5 games, preseason and regular season combined. I think we have 3 clean sheets right now. So she's kept the ball out of the back of the net, made some big saves against some good teams. Really excited about what she brings to the table for us all season. We returned a plethora of defenders this year, so both Donna Brooks and Neve Ross returning, probably started in most every game last year. Donna coming off an injury, looked really good the last 2 games. Neve's our captain. We're excited to have her back for another season, and she brings a whole different dimension to the team. Leadership, she's a great captain. She really is. The girls follow her. Oslin Dawson returns after playing in probably 18 games last year at right back. Then we've got a newcomer, Ava Green, who has played left back, kind of solidified herself in that position. And then you could add Layla Johnson there as well. Layla will rotate from left back to left winger, who's a Division I transfer, who's one of the best players in our league already after a couple of games. Josie Smith's come in as a freshman. She had a chance to come in and be a part of the team, and she's actually started a few games for us as the season has progressed. Been a real bright spot for us. Just does the right things every day. Really excited about her. Millie and Bree have rotated from center back to holding midfielders together. They're very versatile with what they do. Millie's big, tall, strong. Bree is probably one of the smaller defenders in the league, but her IQ for the game is second to none. And both of those two back there, whether in the midfield spot or at center back, are going to create a lot of problems for teams going forward. Elisa returns to us as a left back / left winger. Ellie's got a motor that goes for days, loves the games under the lights, really puts in a shift for us. Gracie Maccini is a forward who we've transferred into a right back position. She's battling Oslin Dawson for that spot, and that competition there is going to be really good. We returned Isabella Reynolds from injury. Bella had a tough ending to her season last year, tearing her ACL, but has come back and steadily increased minutes, has goals and assists in her from the attack and midfield spot. With the midfield, there's so many players that can play in there alongside Bella. Haley Moore has been great as a freshman. Haley's a very tricky player, has a chance to break lines when she can, but can also really finish with both feet, which we're excited about having a player of her caliber in there. Charlotte Gatehouse has also come in and played as attacking midfielder, but also a forward for us. Charlotte's very technically good, just having to get caught up to the speed of the game in America as she's come from England with us. You can add into that mix that we have Mia Luciano has come in from Cleveland Central, gives us some depth in that position, and Amelia Kidd has been another one of those that we thought was going to have a big learning curve, but she's come in, she tackles, she runs. She's just one of those players that you want to have on the field for her energy and effort. Zip comes in from Choctawhatchee, Florida, coach's kid, great work ethic, trying to find her footing in the league, but she does a lot of good things. We're excited to see her continue to grow throughout the fall. Alyssa Nixon is a versatile player. Alyssa plays in multiple spots, can play holding mid, can play center back, can play right back. Really excited about her. The forward line has a ton of girls in it this year. I think after last year's team didn't score a ton of goals, but increased them from the previous year's production, we look to bring in a lot of depth in that position. So start out wide right, you have Kyla Smith returning, leading goal scorer from the team, who's still trying to find her footing from a spring injury she had. Tried to tell her it's not about replicating last season, it's about being the player for this year. Coming in behind her has been Raven Purnell. Raven is electric with her pace, has the ability to get a ball in the box for us. She can break teams over the top at any point. Linda Mustard's come in from St. Patrick High School. Linda's big, strong, and physical, can hold the ball up, natural goal scorer, really having to work on her IQ of the game, having to play at the college level. Off the left, Layla Johnson. Layla's done a great job scoring a few goals early in the season for us. She's versatile enough to play almost any position on the field outside a goalkeeper. Jennifer Lopez had a heck of an academic and athletic career at Gaucher. Super smart kid, knows how to play soccer. Her brother was a good player, so I think she's got the pedigree to come in this league. She's still learning the game and the pace of which we play at. With Gloria offers a lot off the bench for us right now. She's still trying to find her footing a bit. Just one of those girls that we're gonna need toward the middle and the end of the season. And you have Katie Kraft, who does everything right every day. I mean, you can't say more about Katie. Whether she plays 30 seconds in a game or 90 minutes, she gives you everything, and those players are invaluable for us. Jordan loves this place. I think that's what you can say about him first. He's come in and adapted to how we do things in the office. He's a great character for the girls. His knowledge of this league as a player is invaluable for us, and Jordan knows how to coach, which is the great thing about him. He had an opportunity this summer to coach at a high level with the GCPL and Gulf Coast United. He just brings a different dimension than I bring. I tend to focus on the defending side of things, the counter-attacking, where Jordan sees girls putting the ball in the back of the net, but he's such a good human being to have around, and the girls are really fond of him, and his background speaks for itself when it comes to attacking soccer. Any game, any day, anybody can beat anybody in this league. There's at least 5 teams currently ranked. I know we're receiving votes right now. We hope to continue ascending up the ladder of ranked teams, but I don't know if there's not a difficult game in the league at any point. I think everybody has a chance to go in and make the playoffs of those 7 spots. I think there's the pedigree between Holmes, Northwest, Jones coming off a national championship, Pearl River's good, Colin, East Central, Meridian's looking like they have a good season. I just think everybody's going to give everybody a very tough game every time you step on the pitch this year. We want to be hosting a playoff game, pushing for a conference title. We feel like the talent's there. We feel like the coaching staff is ready to take that next step as well. We just have to go out and make sure we manage these home games and get wins here. But when you get on the road in this league, you got to go out and get results, whether that's a draw or a win. But we want to be a team that's finishing in that top 4, pushing for a conference title, and ultimately making sure that we're doing our job to try to compete for the playoffs and see what the national tournament and the committee may give us at the end of the year with that at-large bid too.
That'll do it from here in Moorhead. After Gulf Coast defeats Delta 43-7, we'll see you next week from a hoppin' A.L. May Memorial Stadium. The Bulldogs will entertain rival Jones in the first home game of the season. We'll see you at A.L. May.